didn't break that on the first day.
So Nick, what made this a good fit for you?
There was honestly a lot of factors. I could go down a list. One of the first ones being the need for a safety, right? That's a no-brainer. Wanted to be somewhere where I felt like I was wanted. Another huge factor, just coming out here on this visit and getting a chance to meet Coach Lou and Coach Rob and, just talk ball with them. I'm super excited about what those guys can do, their scheme and everything like that, and how they see me fitting into it. That being said, they got a great group of DBs here as well, a group that's really tight knit. Those guys have already got my number and reached out and made me feel welcome. And then the other side of that is the family aspect. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so it's not too far from my family. And I think most importantly that this team has a real shot at winning the championship.
How do they envision you fitting alongside Dax, I assume, the safety room?
Yeah, just being a guy that can kind of, move around in the back and, have eyes on everything and, try to just read the quarterback and react and play like that. Be a guy that can make calls for the DBs and get everybody in the right positions. So I'm excited.
What was it like talking to Lou Anarumo when you guys first met? What did you like about him?
I just like his personality. He's a real cool guy. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find a balance of somebody who's a cool guy, sociable, but also like a wizard in terms of football, as I think some people put it. So he's got a nice balance where he can hold a conversation. Doesn't always have to talk ball, but when he does start talking ball, you really want to listen and hone in because he's got a lot of experience and he clearly knows what he's doing, what he's talking about.
You visited on Thursday.
Mhm.
It took a little bit for the deal to get done. I know Taylor visited here as well.
Yeah.
Was that nerve-wracking, the waiting and the negotiation and all of that?
I mean, yeah, just because of the nature of free agency and everything like that. The Bengals and my agent had it under control the whole time. That's just me being on the edge of my seat, trying to know where I'm gonna put a helmet on and everything like that. So, but there was no worry that I wasn't gonna be here or anything like that. It just language and stuff like that they were just trying to lock in. So,
Outside of Cheeto, you're probably the oldest player in the secondary
yeah.
right now. Are you excited, even though it's going to be your first year and you're going to be learning the defense and the scheme, that you're probably going to be one of the team leaders for this team after losing both the veteran safeties that they did?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Age is great, but I'm gonna try to earn it every day, right? Other than just being a guy who's been in the league for a while, I'm just gonna try to go out there and earn my players and coaches' trust, and earn their respect. And if they see me as a person that they would like to have to be a leader, then I'll gladly fulfill that role. But I just want to fit in wherever they see fit, however the coaches see fit, and the locker room sees fit, and contribute that way.
Have you had a chance to look at the scheme at all that they've ran here for the last couple of years or no?
Not necessarily specific calls, but I kind of got an idea for the defense. They got an ability to play single high, split safety, all that stuff. And really, the thing that was most impressive was just their ability to really hone in on their opponent and adjust where needed, which kind of affects the style of play week in and week out.
What's that like coming into a team where you know that things are going to change a little bit, but it's also going to be kind of fine tuned on a weekly basis to make sure that you can take what the other team take away.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting. You want an opportunity to play good football at the end of the day, and have a chance at winning the game. And those coaches are putting us in a position to be successful week in and week out. So you can't not love it.
You talk about those impressions. Go ahead, Mike.
How similar, how different are the responsibilities that Lou's going to ask you to do here as to what you did in LA with the Rams?
I mean, I think there's kind of an overarching role of a safety to kind of have eyes all over the place, and just be a leader on the back end, in terms of communication. So, it might be a few different play calls here and there. Like I said, I haven't taken a deep dive into a playbook yet. But, I'm going to just trust what I know about the position, and try my best to pick up on whatever Coach Rob has for me to, get me acclimated to this defense.
Have you talked to any of your teammates?
Yeah, man. I could go down a huge list. I'll say one of the things that just feels great already about this organization is the amount of players that have already reached out to me. tracked my number down, did all that stuff, reached out, congratulated me, and expressed their excitement to play ball with me, which that just makes me feel welcome. It makes me feel comfortable, and it's gonna make it easier to really come in and just get to work.
Can you give us a few names?
Okay,
Don't make
Joe
no
Joe
jokes.
Burrow just texted me yesterday. Um, Mike Hilton texted me. Cheeto texted me. Um, Michael Thomas. Yeah, a lot of guys. Yeah.
What's
When
the
you
key to
change-
being, what's the key to being a really effective, strong safety in the NFL in your eyes?
There's a lot of things. I would say the first thing, first and foremost, is communication. When you're safety, you always got to make sure you're communicating, that you're, giving something to a guy and getting something back. And then physicality, playing fast and hard, trusting your instinct, trusting your leverage, things like that. Just having fun.
What does it say that the quarterback was one of the ones that not someone on your side of the ball, but reached out and wanted to say hello and welcome you in?
Yeah, obviously, he's a great leader. There's murmurs of that, and it's no secret around the league, the type of person Joe Burrow is. So I wasn't surprised at all that he reached out, because he's a great leader, and a lot of guys know him as that.
Nick, when you were asked to change positions in college, how reluctant were you to that, or how much did you embrace that? And how much are you maybe still learning the position?
Oh, I wasn't reluctant at all. I called Coach Franklin and was like, "Hey, you still need a safety." I was playing a lot of special teams, and it was pretty clear that I wasn't going to be the guy at running back. So, I just made the call and was like, "Hey, I think I could serve the team better if I'm working on tackling every day as a safety and going out and playing teams rather than, being a running back and then flip-flopping and going back and forth like that." But yeah, I feel good about the knowledge I have at safety. Obviously we're all still learning, and then I'm excited to keep learning, and I'm open to keep learning. So yeah.
I think it's been the key for you from going from a seventh round draft pick to now full time starter. I mean, that's not easy. A lot of people don't have the same type of success. So, what do you feel like it's been the key for you to be able to do that?
I would say, first and foremost, a lot of prayer, a lot of trust in God and what He has for me. Which put no doubt in my mind about what I'm able to accomplish. And then after that, it just takes a lot of work. I'm still working every day, trying to become a better safety.
We can talk about the impressions that the Bengals defense has had on you. How much of that did you see when you played them in the Super Bowl last year?
Oh, you can see it for sure. Just the way they band around one another. It's no secret how tight they are. Like it's special to have a group that tight. And like I said, I'm gonna just try to come in and fit in where I can and help those guys continue to be successful, because they had a lot of success, and I don't expect any drop off.
Does playing them in a Super Bowl maybe affect when you're going through the free agency process? And does that kind of help you kind of make your decision or stick that out? Does that have anything to do with maybe that familiarity when it comes to making a decision like this?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Just more so, just the success this team has had as a whole, the coaching staff, the organization as a whole. You can just see that it's headed in the right direction. So anytime you get an opportunity to play for a team like that, you really kind of want to take that seriously and do what you can to be a part of it.
What do you remember from that game? What do you remember from that game the most, aside from winning?
Oh, that whole game was a blur. I just remember the champagne after and the trophy and all that stuff. But yeah, it was just it was a good time, man. Sorry, not to get. I know it's kind of a sore subject, but yeah, it was a great game. It was super competitive. I just remember being out on the field, and it's not a nervousness that you feel, but you can definitely understand the gravity of each snap. And so, I give tremendous credit to that 2021 Bengals team, and how that game shook out is a great example of competitiveness and greatness going at it on the biggest stage.
Are there any safeties you watched when you were learning the position and when you get into the league, and any safeties that you watched on film?
Yeah, the two that come to mind are Brian Dawkins, which I really think that's where I kind of embraced not just at safety, but the physicality of the entire game. I think I fell in love with the physicality of football by watching Brian Dawkins, and I always aspired to, from little league up, if I was playing safety to be a ball hawk like every. So I watched those two guys. I got a lot of respect for the game. They're two of the best to ever do it. So I try to model my physicality after Dawkins and my range after Ed.
For fans
Anybody
that,
playing now that, is there anybody playing now that you might look at as a comp or a guy you watch just to?
Micah Hyde, a lot of range. Poyer, all those guys, they both have the ability to, make plays by the line of scrimmage as well as in the deep part of the field. And, I think anytime you have a safety that can do both or is not afraid to do both is a great asset to a team.
for fans that are unfamiliar with your game, how would you describe it? I assume the versatility part is a big part of it.
Oh yeah, definitely versatility. I just try to play 100 miles per hour all the time. I say the three things that I try to do is play extremely hard, hit extremely hard, and always put my teammates first.
You referenced the special teams you played at Penn State. You played a ton with the Rams before you took over as a starter.
Right.
Have they talked about that here at all? Do you want to play some special teams still? Do you want to be involved with that?
I haven't heard any murmurs of special teams. Obviously, I trust his coaches. I trust his coaching staff. So if they think it's necessary or they think I can be a great asset there, obviously I'm going to do it and, help this team be successful.
What was that like the first 3 years, playing only special teams? Like Kelsey said, a seventh-round pick. Was there ever a thought of, is this going to happen before you took over as the starter during that playoff run?
Well, to answer the first part of the question, it was extremely fun. Being a seventh-round draft pick, I knew exactly what my initial role in the league was going to be, and that was going to be special teams. So I was on top of the world. I was having fun week in and week out. And, I was fortunate to be a rookie that was active and on the field every single game. So, I just looked at it as a tremendous blessing, and having access to, top tier DBs and everything like that, I was able to just kind of chip away at my game and, soak up whatever I could and become a better safety. So, I just look at it as an extreme blessing. I don't ever, think to myself like, man, I was just special teams for 3 years or anything like that. Football is football at the end of the day. I was having a ton of fun.
How have taken as many snaps at running back as you taken made you a better defensive player?
I think at snaps at running back, I don't know, but I think I had I want to say maybe 54 carries or something like that. A little over 150 yards and 1 touchdown. That's about it. But in terms of making me a better safety, no, I actually think playing defense and all that stuff in high school made me a little bit better running back, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you run any fakes as the personal protector?
I did, yeah. In 2019, converted a first down against the Falcons in the third quarter, and then ran another fake. Was unsuccessful. Last game of the season, that same season, against the Cardinals.
What did Cheeto and Mike Hilton, two veterans, if you can share with us, what did they tell you about the culture here?
Oh, it was just a quick conversation. It wasn't much of a deep dive, but, woke up to a text from Mike Hilton. Basically, he had added me to the defensive backs group chat. And, in short, basically what he said is, you'll find out pretty quick that as a group, we love to have fun. We love to joke around. But when it's time to put those business suits on, we're all business and we're all about winning games, which I think that's a perfect balance. And that's what a family's supposed to look like.
What's it like being able to share this with your family here? How neat has that been? How neat is that part of the experience for you?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's just been a huge blessing. Obviously, you hear him over there trying to talk. I'm doing this at this point in my life for my family. So I want to just thank the Bengals organization for allowing me to have this opportunity to be able to take care of my wife and kid. And do that, put food on the table and everything like that, everything you dream of.
What's his name? How old is he?
That's Jackson. I call him Jack, and he's 3 months old.
How has that changed things for you, like just as in your perspective?
Yeah. Just like I said, I was coming from a place where, really all I had to do was worry about myself. And Holly maybe a little bit, but she was her own person, everything like that. But now that you have a kid, you're just so much more aware of everything you do and say, and what's on TV, what he's listening to. He's only 3 months old, probably can't understand, but it's something I'm very cognizant of now. So yeah, it just I guess changes my level of awareness.
You had to been, I mean, you're going through the season as you were waiting for that to go down. What was
Yeah.
that like at the end of the year? A lot of phone calls from the locker room.
Yeah. It got to the point where it could happen anytime. I think it worked out perfectly where, what was it, a Monday night game? We had a Monday night game, and then we had a Thursday night game, which means we got that Sunday off. I think you had the baby that weekend, and so I didn't have a game till the following week. So it really worked out perfect. Good job, Holly. I don't know if you planned that, but you did a nice job.
Did you get any advice from Van on how to deal with that?
Oh yeah, Van Jefferson. Yeah, man. No, I didn't get any advice from him, but I can't imagine how shocking that would have been to come off of the Super Bowl and then you got to rush to the hospital. Baby's name is Champ. I don't know if you know, which is just a beautiful experience. Extremely happy for him and his family.
Everyone good? Great. All right.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you guys.
How's your ping pong game?
It's not bad. It's not bad. Why? Who's good?
There's some ballers in there now.
They got a ping pong table in there?
We got two.
Apparently.
Oh man, I'm not trying to get broke. I'm not gonna be playing too much.